exits. Then at the roundabout, take the first exit onto A137.
A great job by the driver of the Seat. It doesn't happen very often, but occasionally you'll have to pull into spaces on the opposite side of the road, and it's generally when the vehicle coming the other way, example, this lorry, doesn't have enough room to fit, where you have. This would have gone over the head of many drivers, but not John, because you could see John's thanks was reciprocated. I also thought the driver of the black Honda SUV did a great job by letting this lorry driver out. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back and relax and watch the rest of the video. All of the clips are from John, and of course his 15 sat-navs, which are all working at the same time. The cognitive load of normal driving doesn't stretch John enough.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, A137.
John's already made his mind up, he's going to help the lorry driver out. Don't forget, lorry drivers' hours are limited. Help them out where possible. John's signature move. Great forward planning and perception of everyone's catching speeds. Superb.
The close confinement in university situations tends to be living quite closely, a lot more socialising perhaps as well, and so that is a key part as well. I would encourage people also, wherever you are in the country, to be thinking about vaccinations against meningitis. Some vaccinations offer some protection against certain causes of meningitis.
Zero interruption of flow. Perfect. Lane discipline is obviously good, but there are times where you need to stay put in lane 3, just in case someone from lane 1 is going to come out to lane 2. And that's exactly what happens here. Nearly. Both drivers should have delayed their movements a little longer just until they knew what the other one was doing. So if you're approaching behind someone in lane 3 that delays their move back, hopefully now you won't get too impatient with them. Back to the first clip for today's car vertical integration. I put the registration into the car vertical app and within a minute I got sent a detailed report about this car. It scored 86 out of 100 on the car vertical score, which is about average for an 8-year-old Seat. And if we look at the breakdown, it lost most of its points on operation. And this is simply down to the mileage that it's done. It's over average. But if we look at the driving habits, it's been normally used all the way throughout its life. There's no financial or legal problems, and there's no damage. But that's not always going to be the same with all vehicles you check out. Some are going to have damage and some are even going to be written off like this Lotus. But this is exactly why you should check your car out before you purchase through Car Vertical. Using the code Ashley or the links in the description is going to get you 20% off checking out one car, but it gets you 50% on checking out multiple cars to give you that extra peace of mind. Don't leave any car unchecked. Thanks Car Vertical.
Oh, come on, Mr. A. Davis, Transport Limited. Hell, man. Why do that? Why? Have you heard of a brake pen? Why do that? What an idiot.
John's absolutely right. What the driver of the red lorry should do that's in lane 1 is just reduce their speed for a couple of miles an hour just for a couple of moments and allow the other lorry to finish their overtake. We can now see a slight downhill section. What do you think's going to happen now?
Oh, an absolute moron. You've only got past you once.
Although it's still early in the morning, you can just imagine the traffic backing up behind John. I think the oncoming van driver genuinely did this just out of niceness, but it did help John avoid this massive pothole. I tend not to show loads of red light jumping on my drive and fail episodes because I catch that many and it's a little boring. I bet John catches loads also.
After 400 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A10, towards Hartford.
John had already sussed this and changed lanes before the driver realised the problem and decided to brake and then try and work it out. And then, just to remind people of good practice, we're going to watch John go all the way back to lane 1. He's not overtaken anyone.
So what is your message to them to make sure they get this right? Well, we're already seeing it, aren't we? The terms of reference include the government having a say in which towns and cities have a deep dive investigation into their failings. So that's already happening. That shouldn't happen. They might choose places they don't want to lose votes. Exactly. First of all, that must stop.
Nice patience with the indecisive. Many people would have gone for the overtake there. It's amazing to think how many people still don't know this is the correct course of action when pedestrians wish to cross the road you're exiting and entering. This clip is perfect at demonstrating John's consistent awareness of his surroundings at all times. Look how quickly he's able to move when he spots the lorry.
Jonathan is still writing the TV show around the 80s. He is Prime Minister, we've had a couple of plays and a large gap. Now we've got, I'm sorry, Prime Minister, this is the end of the line, the end of life. No one's dying.
Of course, unless he didn't check and just steered. John has a good think about this before proceeding through this LTN.
Turn left, Winchelsea Road.
A sensible shout also. Why pick up an unnecessary fine? However, I suppose it helps if you run a dashcam. This is the Asdome M550, which I reviewed in my Q4 road trip many years ago, and it's good to see it's still working. I couldn't recommend it at the time because of the poor customer service. However, nowadays, I'm sure you know, I recommend VFO dashcams. The links are always in the description to save you 5%. Also, don't forget to press save on your dashcam if you go through a situation like this, and keep the footage, just in case you have to fight your corner. I'd like to say a massive thanks to everyone who supports the channel, and I know John has been supporting for many years. Supporting the channel on its most basic terms is easy. Press that like button and subscribe. Have a look at this cyclist. A lovely decision to see priority, which keeps her safe and allows John to clear out of the junction a little quicker. Great work. But going back to support, even watching this video to the end helps massively, and if you haven't done already, leave a comment. I think you'll all agree though, that over the years John has set standards that most of us need to try and work towards. But from a personal perspective, John is one of a number of my viewers who checks me when my standards don't reach the required level. Thanks for all your support. Keep safe everyone. I'll see you soon.